Okay, it turns out there's no way for me to figure out how or whether this is going to work without... Oh, shit. Okay, no, this is going to work. It's just going to take me a second. No, get rid of this. I don't want this anymore. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. I'm gonna set this up, and then we will. Do a thing. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's do it like that. That's not what I want. None of this is what I want. Alright, well, let's just do it like this then. Okay, that's fine. That'll be good enough. Okay. And let's... Good. Oh, no, I didn't... I gotta turn the sound on. Sound on? Sound on. Sound is very important here. Okay, one more. We're gonna do this quick, and then we'll do a quick Q&A, and that'll be good. So, this is a game that I have wanted to play on the show for a long time. It is very short. So we'll just play through it. And we'll talk... I'll talk a little bit about it, but... I wrote an essay about this game when it first came out, and it was one of the first analytical pieces I did on games. Not the very first, but it was, sort of at the... It was at that time when I was exploring the idea of thinking and talking about games and game criticism in a different way, and in a public way. And so I wrote an essay on a blog, essentially, about this game, and about how good it is, basically. It was created... It's no longer clear to me. At the time, it seemed to be the sort of general consensus that it was created as a sort of incisive, cutting parody. And now I'm not sure if that's the case, because... Well, let's play it first. This game is called You Have to Burn the Rope. Oh no, I've already broken things. It is a, I think it's a Flash game, although now that I say that, I'm pretty sure that Flash no longer runs in Chrome, so maybe it was ported. You play this character in the bowler hat, and the game is pretty explicit about how it works. There's a boss at the end of the tunnel. You can't hurt him with your weapons, which... I have a... Oh, there we go. I have an axe that I can throw. To kill him, you have to burn the rope above. Have fun! Okay, and now it's boss battle time. Oh shit! So I can throw axes at him, but it doesn't actually like really work. He just keeps shooting at me. Alright, well... I literally cannot jump up here without hitting the torch and picking up a torch. And then I can go sort of up here, above... Oh, fuck. And, wow, I'm The irony of being bad at you have to burn the rope is kind of amazing. There we go. Grinning Colossus smashed down by the chandelier. And roll credits. There we go. That's the game. You have to burn the rope. Very important. Last aspect.
You managed to kill that boss, you see. The grinning Colossus. You're the hero we all wish we could be. You made it through the tunnel. Then you grabbed that fire on the wall. You jumped up above him. Then you burned the rope and saved us all. You burned the rope and saved us all. You burned the rope and saved us. Now you're a hero. You managed to beat the whole damn game.
I forgot that I put the lyrics in. That's good.
How are you gonna spend the rest of this day? Maybe watch a video. Maybe press refresh and start again. Now you're a hero. You managed to beat the whole damn game. We're happy you made it. But how are you gonna spend the rest of this day? Maybe watch a video. Maybe press refresh and start again. Yes, it's over now. We didn't want to make a longer game. This is it, I swear it's true.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now you're a hero. You managed to beat the whole damn game. We're happy you made it, but how are you gonna spend the rest of your day? Maybe watch a video. Maybe press refresh and start again. So yeah, it's actually, I mean, it's interesting to revisit this game because I haven't played this game in a long time. It's interesting to revisit it now. At the time, I remember it sort of coming into being at a moment of discussion, of specific sort of discussion about games being too easy. Games, and actually this is, there's a phrase that I hate, but playing this sort of helps me get back to it a little bit. That is hand holding, and the opening to I think it's The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. The opening to that game is like a warning that this game does not hold your hand. And that just drove me crazy when I saw that pop up on the screen, because what the hell does that mean? But I think that was sort of like a topic of intense conversation, at least in some parts of the internet, at the time that this game came out. And and so it was attributed, there was intention attributed to this game of sort of like making fun of how much modern games hold your hand. And this is dressed kind of like a Castlevania or a Zelda style. I'm always going to go Zelda style for all of this stuff, even though it's much broader than that, because that was my personal childhood experience. But the Zelda style, like, boss monster, where there is a there's a way of fighting sort of monsters throughout the world and throughout the game that doesn't apply to the boss monsters. They're dragons, right? And you have to figure out how you defeat the dragons, how you defeat, you know, the sandworm that's only vulnerable spot is at the end of its tail, or the witches that, you know, you have to use certain magical spells in a certain order, or like all of these different things. It's absolutely like in keeping with that kind of thing, that you would have a boss that you can't hurt with your normal weapons and you have to like hit him with a chandelier. That's very much in that vein for that kind of game. And so there's a group of people who bemoan the fact that those games used to be inscrutable. They used to like really challenge the player to figure out how to play them. And modern games, by dint largely, I think, of wanting to reach a wider audience and be more accessible, but also I would argue because of advances in how we understand and think about game design, are less inscrutable, put more of a premium on communicating to the player how the game should be played, can be played, is meant to be played, rather than requiring them to sort of by trial and error figure it out. And this is an extreme, right? This is an absolute extreme of that. The game is incredibly easy, and there's no way to lose, and it tells you as explicitly as it can how it is to be played, and that sort of, does that take the fun out of it? And my position at the time was sort of, I felt surrounded by that argument and this game as an extreme, a sort of showing the extremes of the direction to which the industry was headed, and I felt like it really kind of proved the opposite point, because I mean, when this game launched and it was in the news and like everyone was talking about, hey, you have to burn the rope, here's the link to it. I mean, it was a viral hit. I played it like 10 times in a row, right? And why did I do that? Like, I had to sort of sit back and ask myself, like, what is it that caused me to want to replay this game, to actually pour more time into it than a lot of other things, than seems at all reasonable or rational. And it is so beautifully well designed. It feels so good. And the song at the end, the credit song, is so satisfying. It is such a reward for playing the game, and the entire game is infused with that feeling and that idea. It's a game that is not punishing, and if it's not particularly challenging, it is relaying, it's telling a story. It's relaying this sort of idea. It's communicating very clearly. The feedback is excellent. I had forgotten how much feedback there was when you got hit by the grinning colossus. Even though it doesn't do any damage, even though it doesn't prevent you in any way from continuing, just as you did before, there's no lasting state change. The feel of how you get hit and flash red and get knocked back, that right there, that is the consequence. That responsiveness, that feels good. There is an experiential value to everything that's in this game. And when you get to the end of it and you defeat the grinning colossus, yeah, you don't feel fiero. You don't feel a sense of I accomplished something that was difficult. I overcame a challenge. That challenge doesn't exist in this game, but you still feel a sense of satisfaction and what even is it? It's completeness. You feel a sense of sort of harmony and rightness and fitting into place when that song comes on, and the song is so catchy and so good that it makes the game worth playing over and over again just to listen to it one more time. I'll be honest, that song, I think it's the CD that's in my car right now. That song has been on my playlist since this game came out a good 10-12 years ago. I enjoy that song immensely, and I enjoy it outside the context of actually playing the game. And that's important, that like the intrinsic satisfaction of that as an art piece, right, as something to listen to, even though it's not deep, it's not meaningful, right, but it's catchy, and it speaks directly to you, and it speaks directly to your experience. As sort of like paper thin as that experience is, the fact that it speaks directly to it gives it some oomph, really makes it connect in a way that is significant. So I played this game, and I mined this game for what the hell is it doing that makes it so compelling, that makes it actually worth playing and interesting enough to play multiple times, to invest in, that made me connect with it, in spite of the fact that as a game, by sort of the traditional metrics, by the traditional, rubric that we would judge something for being a game, it's absurd. It like doesn't even fall into the same category. It is so ungame-like, but it revels in its ungame-likeness, and it manages to create these game-like feelings. Honestly, I think this game was instrumental, maybe. Certainly it was monumental. It was a milestone for me. I don't know that I would not have pursued an MFA or continued down a path of games analysis without this game, but it was a marker on that path. It was significant for me in sort of thinking about what games are and what they can be, and why they are, what they do, and how they do what they do, and thinking and helping me broaden that definition, broaden my understanding of what a game can be and still be effective. Okay. This is all. Yeah, you have to burn the rope. Sorry. All right. I'm gonna go to this.